organic molecules. It's so important because it provides structure of cell membrane. Also it is a big store of energy, and with some vitamins cannot solve without fat like vitamin D and A. There aren't single general form of fat, because it really vibriting. Well, what's the general properties which all fat have it? It's solved by non-polarity solvent like chloroform, and it cannot solve by polarity solvent. There are two types of fats. First, simple fat. It contains three kinds. First, fat acid. Second, acidotriose. And third is a candle. Second is the complex fat. There are three types. First, phosphate fats. Second, sugary fats. And third is polyisoprene. What's the fat acid? It's a simple fat. It's carbon liner chain. It has one carboxyl group. There are two types. First, saturated and second, unsaturated fat acid. What's the properties of fat acid? First, it has an acidic adjective. Well, it can react with basic and give a fatty acid salt. Also it reacts with sugars and give ester. What's the difference between saturated and unsaturated? First, saturated fat acid doesn't have any double covalent bond, and it's gonna be solid at room temperature, and it's like a lime. Second, unsaturated fat acid has at least one double covalent bond, and it's gonna be fluid at room temperature, and it's gonna be kinky. But why saturated fatty acid solid and unsaturated fatty acid is? Well, what's the candle? It's fat acid with another compound. There are two types according to their source. First, animal candle like cyclobomatic. Second, plant candle like conifer candle. Now what's the third type of simple fat? It's acidotriose or glycerides. It's gonna be glycerol with three fatty acid. It's non-charged compound. We can find it in butter or oil. Well, that's all about the simple fat, but what about the complex fat? Why is it called this name? Because it has a fat with another compound like sugar or phosphate. There are three types of complex fat. First, the phosphofat. It's made up of glycerides with phosphate group, or basically, it's made up of glycerol with two fat acid and one phosphate group. It's a charged compound. Phosphate group can attach to another molecules and give a different compound. For example of it, colon attached to phosphate group, which it's in phosphofat, and the output of this process is colon phosphatide. Second type of complex fat is the sugary fat. It's gonna be glycerol with one or two fat acid and one sugar. The third type of complex fat, it's polyisoprene. One isoprene made up of 5 carbon atom. Also it has two double covalent bond. Well, it's unsaturated. It has a head and tail. When two isoprene attached together, they reformed compound called a tierabine. Well, a tierabine made up of 10 carbon atoms. Tierabine is belong to polyisoprene. If 3 isoprene attached together, they give one tierabine, and half tierabine it alkyl, which is inner or limon. Only tierabine like geranyl, it give flowers the ear smiling. Also polyisoprene contain cetrulate. Cholesterol is belong to cetrulate. There are two types of cholesterol. First is LDL. It's harmful to human body. Second, it's HDL. It's useful to human body. Steroids is caused by oxidation of cetrulate. For example about steroids is cortisone. That's all about fat. Thank you for listening.